This is the Ninja Crispi, and this is the Cosori. And today, I'm putting both of them to the test to help you figure out which air fryer is best for you, through tests on speed, crispiness, and how evenly they cook. One of the major reasons I use an air fryer is because it's significantly faster than preheating an oven. But which one of these is faster? I'm using this frozen cheese bread for this test. Why? Because right now they look like this, which means it's gonna be super obvious to tell when they're done in order to compare the two speeds. So I'm gonna put just one of them in the middle of the Ninja Crispi right here. And then with our Cosori, open up the basket. That is actually a huge basket. It's my first time looking at the Cosori. And let's throw one cheese bread in the middle of that. Now the packaging says 340 degrees for 15 minutes, so I've set the Cosori to that. But with the Crispi, we actually can't set a temperature. I'm just gonna switch it over to air fry mode, also turn it on 15 minutes, and hit start on both of them at the same time. We'll keep an eye on them through the cooking process so we're 100% sure which one cooked fastest. It's been about 6 minutes or so. Let's take a quick look and see where each is at. This is starting to cook, but hasn't made too much progress, maybe a little bit. And from the Crispi, honestly, we're looking about the same. I think it might have a slight amount more color so far, but the race is close. And now it's been 10 minutes. Let's take another look. And this is probably about 3/4 cooked at this point. You're getting some color, it's starting to turn into a ball, but it's not quite there at 10 minutes. And the Crispi, once again, they're pretty neck and neck, but I'd say the Crispi now took a slight lead. This is almost fully ready. I'd say it's like 80% ready. You can see the color there and the ball really starting to form with this one. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, I think we're gonna have our winner. I'm not entirely sure which one it's gonna be yet though. We're right around 15 minutes now and our first cheese bread finished. Let's take a look at which one it is. And I feel like this is about 90% finished. It probably needs 1 or 2 more minutes, but it's definitely getting some color and almost ready. And our Crispi is 100% definitely ready. It's got perfect color, it's fully formed into a ball, it's nice and crispy, and it's definitely finished before our Cosori. And just so you can really see a difference, this one right here is our Crispi and this is the Cosori, both after 15 minutes, so it's pretty clear that the Crispi wins this battle, which makes our score now 1-0 with the Ninja Crispi taking the early lead. Next up is our crispiness test, which is definitely best tested through chicken wings. I've got 4 total wings just seasoned with salt and pepper. I'm gonna put 2 of them into each of the 2 air fryers, and I'm gonna run our Cosori air fryer at 400 degrees. Let's set it for about 20 minutes. And for our Crispi, I'm gonna put it on max crisp this time because we're going for crispiness. Also up to 20 minutes. So I'll start them both up, and once again, we'll check in along the way and see how crispy they're getting. 11 minutes in, let's take a quick look and see how they're doing. And those are definitely starting to look nice and brown in the Cosori here. There's an up close shot, and while they're not finished cooking yet, I'm really liking how these are starting. And in our Crispi, probably looking about the same 11 minutes in so far. Maybe a little bit more golden brown on the edges. But once again, this is more about how crispy they get instead of how quickly they cooked. So we're gonna give both the full 20 minutes and then see which one is crispier. I'll be back with you in about 8 more minutes. 20 minutes of cooking later, which one of the air fryers made crispier chicken wings? Ooh, those might have even overcooked a little bit, but they are just really nice and golden brown. Got some nice dark edges there, steaming hot. And now for our Crispi, definitely more color in the Crispi once again. Just looking at the top edges there, it's pretty clear that those are way more golden brown. And if we compare the 2 side by side, once again, the Crispi right here is just clearly more golden and more color than our Cosori is. But just in case the visual appearance is lying, I'm still gonna take a bite of each. Starting with our Cosori. They definitely taste pretty good. They're piping hot, as you can see from the steam, but the skin isn't super crispy on them. There's a small amount of crisp when I bite into it. Next up, our Crispi. And honestly, this test isn't even close. You can feel and hear the crunch of the crispy chicken skin. It's like a tongue twister when you bite into the wings from the Crispi. So our blow-away winner for this one is the Ninja Crispi, which it would be bad if the Crispi didn't make wings as crispy as something else. That brings our overall score now to 2-0 for the Ninja Crispi. For test number 3, I want to see which of the air fryers cooks more evenly. And so I'm gonna fill both of the air fryer baskets with slices of bread. It should be pretty easy to tell if the bread is browned all the way across through all of the slices. So in the Cosori here, it looks like I can fit about 3 total slices of bread, so I'm just gonna spread it out so we can see if the whole thing gets cooked evenly. And in the Crispi, I think I'm only gonna be able to fit 2 slices in here. It definitely is a bit smaller, but again, we're just testing to see if the whole inside of the air fryer cooks exactly the same throughout. Now, once again, let's get these both started up and we'll keep an eye on them as they go to see how even the cooking is. After about 4 to 5 minutes of toasting this bread, let's take a look at the results and see which one wins the evenness test. Inside of our Cosori, honestly, the bread looks really good and almost perfectly consistent. This slice of bread is definitely darker than the others, and there's a small gap inside of here where it's not as toasted, but overall, this did a really good job with evenness. Compared to our Crispi, which very clearly has areas which did not receive as much heat. For example, half of this slice of bread is completely white into here, and there are spots all through this one as well. These corners are darker than everywhere else. Overall, the Crispi didn't do a great job with our evenness. So once again, we have a pretty clear winner, but it's on the other side this time. Our Cosori takes the very clear lead here in our evenness test, which makes the overall score 2-1 in favor of the Crispi still, but the lead closed a little bit. Through our actual testing, we do have a winner. The Crispi has won this battle 2-1, but I still want to talk about the price and versatility of each as well. Now, in terms of price, the Cosori is almost half the price. It's about $80 cheaper right now, although obviously that changes over time. The Cosori also has 10 functions on it compared to just 4 on the Crispi, and it lets you set your temperature that's preferred versus the Crispi, you can't choose the temperature, which I guess is supposed to make it easier, but it does make it a little bit confusing sometimes of how long to cook something for. The final thing to note is the Crispi is this size. It's really nice and small. The Cosori is significantly bigger and takes up way more storage inside of your cabinet. And also, the Crispi can be put into your air fryer, almost every single piece besides the actual cooking element. Whereas with the Cosori, the basket cannot be put into the dishwasher because it can't get water inside of it. So that's a lot of details, but overall, I think you could go back and forth on which one wins our versatility and price comparison. I'm gonna call them a tie. So which air fryer should you buy? If you're on a budget, obviously the Cosori is the winner, but if you were just looking at the price of them overall, I don't think you'd be watching this video anyways. The overall best air fryer between these two, to me, is definitely the Ninja Crispi. I have to crown it as our winner. By the way, I also put the Ninja Crispi up against the Ninja Dual Air Fryer, and if you wanna watch me do a full review breakdown on the comparison between those two, click on this video right here. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.